Howdy. Welcome to some yoga with Allison. I am Allison, and I have decided to do some Facebook Lives to promote calming the nervous system, which supports our immunity. I enjoy my work. I like teaching. I like counseling, and being home with my family, although it's wonderful and has its perks, I do enjoy my work. So I'm grateful to be able to share some of my work with whoever chooses to join or catch a replay. I'm also videoing to post my initial YouTube video. So here we go. Let's begin by centering. We'll start by standing, but take a look at your feet. Often when we stand, we'll kick one hip out, we'll bend one knee, we lock our knees. So put a gentle bend into your knees. Step your feet about 2 fist distance apart. So your fists would be about in between your feet. Feel solid in your foundation. Notice if this feels different from how you normally stand. It may be, probably is. And then lift your toes and lower them a few times. We're working to get grounded, to be in this moment. So much of our lives are propelled out into wondering about the future and or about reminiscing about the past. So when we bring those together at center in this moment, that is our opportunity for here and now, to be truly present. And then in this presence, to feel at ease. Wow, what a novel idea that is, to feel at ease in this moment exactly how it is. Take a deep breath at just that idea of being calm, of being comfortable and at ease right here and now. This presumption is made that you're in a safe surrounding, that you don't need to be aware, that there is no level of hypervigilance needed. Hopefully you're in a safe place where you can feel comfortable. So let your arms relax down by your sides, palms facing forward. And notice how we've been standing here for a few moments. Notice if you've begun to fidget, if anything has begun to hurt or ache. Sometimes a low back will kick in. Sometimes we've held tension in our jaw. Try and notice if you've locked your knees. Many of us do that. So keep those knees with a gentle bend. Then relax your glutes, your bottom. And let's even do, it's called a Shwini Mudra, is when you tense your glutes and release. So tense and release a few times just to make sure you're not holding on. Now we're in like a Jane Fonda video. Tense and release your glutes. And then feel that release. Keep the knees bent and gentle. Roll your shoulders a few times. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up and forward. Exhale, back and down. Keep this going a few times, but slow the movement. Lengthen the breath. Check in with your foundation, your feet, your legs. And then reverse the roll of the shoulders, bringing the shoulders back, up, forward, and down. Inhaling and exhaling. I'd like for you to consider focusing on the exhalation for a few breath cycles. Our exhale is what triggers our parasympathetic nervous system to kick in and to say, everything's cool, relax, rest and digest. Then let the shoulders be easy, wave the hands a little bit, the arms, and then breathe in, bring your arms up and out, turn your palms away and back down. Breathe in, hands come up breathe out, turn your palms away and exhale. 3 more. Maybe a little smile on your face. Really convincing ourselves that everything is fine. Stand in stillness for a moment. And then begin to shift your weight side to side, noticing your weight moving side to side, forward and back. I just saw a little thing float up high. And then maybe coming up onto your tippy toes. Be careful, this is a lot of movement. You can hold on to a wall or a chair if you feel uneasy. You can also move with smaller motion. But if this is relatively easy for you, come on up onto those tippy toes, nice and high. And back onto the heels. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, as promised, we'll begin our Virabhadrasana practice, which is Warrior One. Warrior has many different connotations these days, and I'll leave that for another post or maybe a blog to discuss many different meanings of warrior. But for our purpose today, our warrior pose is meant to stimulate our immune system and our lymphatic system. So when we bend at the hip creases, at the place where the thighs meet the hip, we're stimulating lymph. When we move our arms, there's lymph that moves through our armpits. So stand that you have enough space behind you to take a step back. Place your hands on your hips. This just helps you feel grounded down. Put a little length into your low back and a gentle tuck of the lower belly. Take a nice big breath in and out. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot back. Just notice where your foot landed and then take a look at it. You'd like your toes to be at about 2 o'clock. And then your front knee has a bend in it. Make sure your knee isn't out past your ankle. You want your knee over top of your ankle. That back foot is solid into the earth. Your hips and your shoulders are facing forward. So see if you can find comfort in this position first, and then we'll begin to fine tune. So notice if your toes are gripping. See if you can lengthen that low back, engage the low belly a bit, lift the heart. Have your weight evenly distributed between both feet. Can be a little tricky. Sometimes we lean back or we're leaning forward. Just notice that. And hold here for a moment. So we've got a crease in the front of our leg. We're stretching our back leg. Our back knee is not locked. It's strong. And we're breathing. Try and find ease here. And then bring the arms up in a gentle V or U shape. Feel your heart reach through your arms, figuratively, energetically. Your fingertips are sort of energized and reaching away from one another. And then check out your legs. Have you straightened that front knee? Have you locked your back knee? Reaffirm your foundation again. Then we'll move a bit here. So we'll inhale, lift your heart, reach your arms. Exhale, hinge at your hips, fold forward just a bit, arms reach back. Inhale, arms come up, heart lifts. Exhale, hinge at the hips, coming forward. This doesn't have to be really big. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. One more. Keep those legs solid. Feel the work in this. coming up. Hold in the stillness for a moment. Feel the energy flowing. Feel yourself centering. Nice big breath in, and exhale the hands to heart center. Breath here. Hands to the hips. Inhaling. Exhale, step into that front foot. Bring your back foot up to meet it, and stand in your mountain pose. Notice your breath. Notice if your heart rate has risen. If anything is calling to you, please honor anything that's uncomfortable and don't do it. You can always come a little bit out of something. It should feel a little challenging, but comfortable. Effort with ease. Freedom and fulfillment in your asana, in your yoga practice. So, establishing your breath, keeping your right foot where it is, stepping your left foot back. Take that time to set yourself up here. Lift the toes, see that your toes aren't gripping. Your back foot is pointing at about 10 o'clock. That knee is not locked, but it's strong. The leg is strong. Front knee is not out past the ankle. Taking the time to do all these fine-tunements, we are strengthening as we are doing that. So even though we're not moving a whole lot through this, if your breath is your focus, your breath hopefully is your focus in yoga. But it's a challenge because when we do these different things, it's hard to keep the breath as the conductor of the practice. But it really, really is beneficial to have the breath lead the way. It takes a lot of practice. Inhale, lift the heart, reach the arms. Feel those legs nice and stable. Relax your elbows, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, we'll lift the heart. Exhale, we fold and come forward just a bit. You don't need to go real far. Arms can come back. Inhale, arms up. Heart lifts. Exhale, we bow in. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we bow. 2 more. And really think of it as a lifting, a heart, a gesture of hallelujah, or whatever resonates with you, and a forwarding, a bow in. We'll meet with our arms up, our hearts lifted. Nice big breath in. On your exhale, hands to heart center. Reaffirm your foundation of your hips and your shoulders facing forward. Your legs strongly grounded into the earth. And then hands on your hips. Inhale, exhale, stepping that back foot up to meet the front foot. Standing in your mountain. Reconnecting to your breath. Extending your exhalation intentionally. Inviting that feeling. Keep that gentle bend in the knees. Notice the weight distribution between the feet. And maybe that gentle smile on your face. We'll do one more this evening. So this one's called Shakti Mudra. We're going to bring our left hand up, elbow bent, and palm away. Right elbow bent and in by our sides, palm towards us. Shifting your weight into your left foot, put your right foot behind the left. Now this will, just like when we stepped back in our warrior or Virabhadrasana, we can step our foot back in many different ways. Try and get to a point where you feel stable here. So maybe it's up on your toes. Maybe that back foot needs to be down. Just play around with it. Try and be playful and lighthearted about your balance because we're practicing it. And once you find some relative ease here, begin to breathe. Notice any sensations in the feet, in the palms. Feel a rise and fall of your heart space as the breath comes in and the breath exits. We'll hold this for about 5 more rounds of breath. Much of being a mindfulness teacher, a yoga instructor, and a psychotherapist is holding space for people to do their work. Holding this space has value for yourself, I hope. For me, for those who we love, for the global community, for humanity. May it be. Then uncrossing that back foot, bringing it front again, letting the hands come down. So I've seen some different versions of this. So hopefully I don't get anyone telling me I'm doing it wrong. It's okay if I'm doing it wrong, but I've seen different versions. So in an effort to just balance the energy back out, we'll do it on the opposite side. So we'll have our right hand up, palm out, left hand towards us, palm in. Shifting our weight into our right foot now, keep that gentle bend in the right knee. Moving the left foot behind the right, finding that place where you can feel relatively stable. And breathe. I know I say it a lot, but many of us, most of us, do not take enough deep breaths. We are shallow breathers. Doesn't mean we're shallow people necessarily, although it may go hand in hand, I don't know. But breathing deeply oxygenates our cells. Extending that exhale really convinces our brain and our nervous system that it's okay. Try and feel relaxed in your shoulders, in your fingers. Maybe that little smile. Notice if your chin is jutted up or if it's tucked in. Try and have your head and neck be easy. And then relax your hands down by your sides. Step your feet back together. Come into your mountain pose. This is where we began. So check back in. Take a look at your feet. Have them be about that 2 fist distance apart. Have your palms facing forward. Roll your shoulders a few times. Make some gentle circles with your head and your neck. Both directions. And then stand in your mountain. Put a little smile on, relax your jaw. And let's take 3 cleansing breaths together. Inhaling deeply and exhaling it out. Inhaling. One more. May we be well. May we spread wellness. And thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. Namaste.